Hi guys, I'm here to talk about the full moon in Taurus, and it's an eclipse, which is really important. And I'm going to go over what exactly that means and give you a short little ritual that you can do to take advantage of this energy and use it to your, we'll use it to your advantage. So basically, what is an eclipse? We have to take a step back and just talk about the north node and the south node, the nodes of the moon. So basically, the moon nodes are points where the moon's orbit crosses with the ecliptic, which is the sun's apparent path around Earth. And these 2 points are the north and south node. The north node is Rahu, the dragon's head, and the south node is Ketu, the dragon's tail. And basically, the north and south node are 2 opposite ends of the spectrum, and they represent, I always tell my clients, it's our spiritual destiny. So the north node is more of what we should be ascending to, and the south node is what we've already known. We came into this life knowing we've mastered it, and so we don't need to 100% release it, although the dragon's tail would mean that it needs to be released. It's just it needs to be downplayed. We don't need to lean into that so much. And so eclipse happens when the nodes are within 17 degrees of the new or the full moon or the new moon. And so we have a Taurus full moon happening because the north node in Gemini is really close to the full moon that we have occurring. Now we're still in Scorpio season. We're in the last of Scorpio season, and Scorpio season is about transformation, power, being magnetic, and more moving to the spiritual side of life, finding out what you feel, going deep, not being on the surface. Scorpio is about, going deep into a subject, wherever, Scorpio is in your chart. Taurus, on the other hand, is about the material plane. So we have this opposition between the material and the physical plane during this full moon. And all full moons are oppositions. It's when the sun is opposite the moon. And so there's a pooling of energy, and there's a middle ground that we have to find between the two energies. And actually, I have my astrology wheel. I might as well use it. Okay, let's see. This is basically an accurate representation of what's going on during this full moon. Okay, so we have a couple things going on here. For one, it's an opposition. So that already tells me that, there's this internal struggle that we're going through with it when it comes to what is going to fulfill us spiritually and what do we want to manifest materially. So that is one of the things that we have going on. Uranus is also in Taurus. This is a long-term transit, and Uranus is about change and disruption. So we're being asked to change things up, to let go of our old ways of thinking, to step into something that's unfamiliar and be okay with change, even if it's rapid, even if it's unexpected, and just to go with the flow. Scorpio is a water sign, although it's fixed water, so it's not that adaptable when it comes to change. Neither is Taurus. But this Uranus here is saying, well, you got to change things up anyway and be ready for it. Now, the Uranus is in opposition to Mars, which is the traditional ruler of Scorpio. And so that Mars, it wants us to take action. It wants us to go after things in a very covert way. It wants us to put energy into something that really will fill us spiritually, but there might be the inclination to want to do it too fast. And so one of the things that we're supposed to step back and think is like, how can we move forward without being reckless? Because Mars opposition to Uranus can be reckless energy. So we definitely want to take a beat and be thoughtful about how we go about making changes in our life. And that Mercury in Scorpio, reinforces that it needs to be methodical. It needs to come from spirit because it is a water sign. It's in Scorpio, so it's in water. It's about feelings. But Scorpio isn't the fastest. It's not about speed. Mercury in Aries would be about speed. Mars in Aries would be about speed. Mercury in Scorpio is more about going with the flow of life. So anything that doesn't feel natural to you, that doesn't feel in alignment with your spirit, you shouldn't be doing it. Now, we have Venus, the ruler of Taurus, here in Capricorn. This is further emphasizing the need for us to be practical, the need for us to form relationships and alliances that are going to be fruitful and beneficial for us, especially if some of you are thinking of making career changes. And this Venus is actually making a positive aspect to the Uranus. So there's a little bit of harmony going on between, even though Uranus and Taurus isn't it's not, you know, for Taurus energy, Uranus being there isn't very natural. The ruler of Taurus is actually now in harmony with Uranus. So that helps us too during this time. Now, I will have a little short snapshot of horoscopes and how this will affect each sign and which house it's going to hit. But this is really going to be hitting Taurus and Scorpio dominant people probably the most, or even the fixed signs at the very least. So Leo and Aquarius. Now, we all have all of this, every sign in our chart somewhere. And the North Node and the South Node we're going to be moving now from Gemini and Sagittarius into Taurus and Scorpio. So whatever comes up around this full moon is going to be a repeated theme for the next 2 years. So this is lasting until 2023. So don't be afraid. Lean into the change. This is the message I want to, you know, portray to you. Be flexible, be adaptable. Only follow things that are good for your spirit. Think about your self-worth and your value, because Taurus and Scorpio are about, you know, can be about self-worth. Scorpio being more spiritual self-worth, Taurus being, you know, really believing in yourself so that you can manifest material goods. So that's a theme. And going with the flow. Now, I want to give you a ritual that you can do for this full moon. All full moons are about release in some way, or they're about culminations, whereas new moons are about, you know, planting seeds and having things happen. Now, full moons I still like for some sort of manifestation, because with every ending is a new beginning, not just the cycle of life. So what you're going to do first is make sure that you're cleansing the energy field around you. Now, you can do this in several ways. I have, you know, there's some sage here. I have some Palo Santo, some incense sticks, so you can do that. Shameless plug. My aromatherapy mood mists are great for rituals. I have the Earth Geb and the Water Hapi right now because Taurus, Scorpio. So just going with the elements that we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear my energy field right now. So and I'm going to go in with the Earth too. Now these are available on thegiftofthenile.com or my Instagram. You can check it out at gift.ofthenile. Another way that you can clear the energy is maybe using rose water. So what I usually do is I do this usually when I do Reiki healings. Rub your hands together. You might even want to rub it on you. That's another way. And so what you're going to do is very simple. This is not you don't have to have a bunch of things. I feel like with rituals, they wanted you to grab the most random things like a chicken's foot or something. This is none of that. But no, you know, if you want to do that, more power to you. This is more about just taking 2 simple candles. So if you have a candle, even if you don't have colored candles, you can use whatever you have around, even if you have like just, I don't know, if you have a Bath and Body Works, it's about the intention. It's not about the actual thing, but if you're accurate, even better, you get bonus points. Okay, so I have a red candle here. This is for the root chakra. And this is related to the Taurus energy that we have going on during this full moon. And then I have an orange one, and this is for the sacral chakra. And so this is more in line with the Scorpio energy. And these are working together. So I'm actually, you know, encouraging, I'm going to light both. I have matches here. These are actually the Harlem Candle Company. I love their candles. This is a Black owned brand. Go support. All of her candles are named after people from the Harlem Renaissance or affiliated with Harlem. And I hope the fire alarm doesn't go off, because sometimes when I light in this office, the fire alarm will go off because it's right above, but I have on a fan just in case. Okay, so you get the drift. This is a little aggressive, so I'm gonna blow this out, but you guys know this is live on TV. Okay, so you're gonna light your candles, and then what you're gonna do, you're all centered, you're all clear. You're gonna take a piece of paper, and you can either tear it in half. I'm gonna cut it in half. So you're going to turn that one piece of paper into two. You're going to choose one thing that you want to release. And as a result of releasing that, you're going to write on the other piece what you want to manifest because you're letting this go. The two are directly linked. This is Taurus and Scorpio axis. They're opposites. They're one and the same. They both have to find a middle ground. So that's what we're trying to mimic with this ritual. Okay, so I'm not going to share what I'm doing because that's private, but you know, just imagine that you guys have your own because you're going to do this yourself. Okay, so I'm going to write what I'm going to release. All right. And then I'm going to write what I want to manifest because I'm going to release this thing. And so that's going to be, all right. Okay. So then you're going to take the thing that you want to release. You're going to fold it. Now there's a couple things that you can do with this. You can either safely get a fireproof bowl and burn it. I mean, that's the easiest way, one of the easiest ways to release energy. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to set the house on fire. But another thing you could do is take this, put some salt on it, and you can bury it either like in front of your house. You can even just put salt on it, put it outside in the light of the full moon and leave it there overnight. That's one way that you're going to do. And then with the thing that you want to manifest, you're going to take this and you're going to place it somewhere safe that is like sacred to you. So, you know, a lot of us have like keepsake boxes. Maybe it's something you have from the past. If you want, you can put it under your pillow or in your pillowcase. You can put it under your mattress. That's a place I like to keep things like this. Anywhere that you just want to store it, you're going to store it. And then in the morning, if you're not going to burn the thing that you want to release, just take the thing you put outside and you can just like rip it up and throw it apart. And once you do that, I want you to take a deep breath in. And then when you exhale, say what it is that you wrote on the paper and say, I release you back to the energy fields, or I release you back to the universe. I no longer need you. You no longer serve me. And that's it. And you're going to hold on to the thing that you want to keep, and it's in a safe place. And I encourage you to revisit this like maybe 6 months from now. Sometimes eclipses take a while to play out. Sometimes the events happen before the actual eclipse comes because the sun and the moon are involved in the nodes, and those are, you know, constantly moving. But, you know, revisit in 6 months and see if this thing actually, you know, was able to manifest because you let something go. And rituals are really important. This is not a religious thing. This is, you can be any religion, you can be any race, you can be any culture, you can be whatever. You know, rituals it's us taking control over our lives in some way. You know, I believe with the astrology, it's, you know, it's the cards we were given. We're in our natal charts, we're supposed to walk a particular purpose, but I also believe that we're co-creators with the universe and we have to lean into the energy. So basically with these rituals, you're telling yourself that I have power to change a circumstance around, and you're really telling the universe that you're ready to do it. So it's more of a symbolic thing. I live by them, and I hope it helps you. So I've been talking a lot, so I want to wish you a happy Taurus full moon, and stay tuned for the next astrological update and ritual tip.